My road to physical fitness has been messy and full of ups and downs, but I think that mainstream fitness spaces typically don't include much nuance and definitely don't take into account a lot of personal life struggles and where we're all coming from. And I have just really moved away from the just power through mentality when it comes to taking care of my body. To condense a very long path down to some bullet points, I went from growing up healthy and active and playing tons of sports to dealing with chronic monthly issues with my uterus that I still deal with to this day, to jumping on the cardio is king bandwagon in late high school and college, to severe depression through infant loss twice and becoming really disconnected from my body, to parenthood through adoption, to finding a style of fitness that I loved and then experiencing all of the gyms shutting down because of the pandemic, to a lot of solo parenting during quarantine with a baby and a toddler while my husband travel nursed and the world imploded, to finally finding CrossFit, a style of fitness I loved, but dealing with a ton of inflammation from stored trauma and less than ideal nutrition and just general unhappiness, to committing to therapy and healing and making baby steps forward. As we continued to heal, we took an opportunity to make our dream move across the country to live somewhere that felt more aligned with our passions and lifestyle. We moved, I joined another CrossFit gym, I hired a nutrition coach, started eating enough protein, healed my relationship with food, and then really started to explore what is it that motivates me and fills me up when it comes to a fitness routine. So after many, many years of all of these ups and downs, instead of trying to squeeze in a certain number of CrossFit days or cardio days or lift days into any given week, I started to really lean into what my body was telling me. And once I started listening, I started to notice that there was a pattern to my monthly fitness habits, and I started finding through trial and error that training with my cycles felt the most seamless and the most loving for my body, as that was the natural pattern my body was following anyway. As someone who experiences each phase of my cycle very distinctly, I started to align my fitness with these phases, and all of a sudden, my progress skyrocketed. Keep in mind that the following are examples of what works best for me, but I think you'll get the general idea. So, with cycle syncing for me, in the menstruation phase, we're talking lots of stretching, resting, walking, lightweight, kind of keep things moving. And then we're moving into the follicular phase where I'm doing moderate weight training as my energy starts to come back, light to moderate CrossFit, some jogging, and some running as ovulation approaches. And then during ovulation, I'm kind of really leaning into that beast mode feeling with heavier weight training, pushing my CrossFit workouts a bit harder, doing some longer, more energetic runs. And then we move into the luteal phase where everything is dying and so am I. I'm just kidding, but I do a lot of walking, stretching, yoga, intuitive movement, and a lot of rest. Like in the luteal phase, I might have 3, 4, 5 rest days in a row, and I have come to embrace this time for my body to recover, and I've seen amazing results from doing this like every single month. When I talk about the positive experience of training my body like this, I'm not just talking about body composition. What I mean is that training this way fits seamlessly into my life and creates a beautiful rhythm of enjoyment, hard work, sustainability, rest, and overall balance. In my experience, it feels like giving my body exactly what it wants throughout the month and still promoting physical health at the same time, versus trying to force a certain level of activity or training sessions from a week-to-week viewpoint. My body has definitely thanked me back for it in the form of a strong immune system, deep sleep, no inflammation, and tons of energy. Most of all, I just feel super connected to my body's needs. If you notice that your motivation and your energy levels ebb and flow a good bit throughout the month, it might be time to tune into what your body is trying to tell you. Again, cycle training is just one of many ways to honor your body. This is not about right and wrong, but it can be extremely beneficial for certain people. My challenge to you is to take a few months, if you haven't already, to track your cycle and make note of your energy and your headspace throughout. You might just find that a few tweaks to your weekly routine throughout the month might be the puzzle piece that's been missing all along.